I'm natural. I don't want to overtrain. This is the problem with you naturals. How many of you think are actually training too hard? How many? 1% of you. So guess what? This video only applies to 99% of you who watch it. Wow, that's horrible. It's only going to help 99% of the population. So if you're that 1% freak of nature that people have to carry you out of the gym, you're in there 3 hours a day, you can't stop, you're addicted, you're like, I don't know how to stop, there's something wrong with me, I want to train so hard. It doesn't apply to you. To everybody else who train like pussies or not hard enough and use an excuse that you're natural as an excuse for why you're not doing good, this is for you. Okay? Train harder. Chances are you're not training hard enough. Train harder than you're doing. Well, how hard? Harder than you're doing. How hard? Harder than you are doing. How hard? Harder. How much harder? Harder. It's not complicated. Harder. Well, I don't know. How many sets should I do? More. How many more? More than you're doing now. How many reps from failure? More than you're doing now. How close to failure? Closer than you're doing now. It is simple. Put more effort and get more results. Stop being a baby. Stop training half-ass. Stop using excuses. I compare it to this. This is how stupid you guys are. Well, I want to go to school and become a doctor. That sounds like a great profession. I'm going there and I'm going to go and study. I'm going to study really hard because I need a really good average to become a doctor. It's a lot of studying. I study really hard. Well, it's 8 o'clock. I better stop studying now. I don't want to overstudy. Why? Well, I'm not on Adderall. Now those guys are on Adderall. They're studying more. So I need to take a break because I'm not enhanced, so I can't study hard. I need to give my brain a rest. I can't put in a lot of effort. I can't read this entire book tonight. I can't finish off this chapter. I can't write my exam tomorrow because I'm not on Adderall. What kind of logic is that? It's the same thing. Just because you're natural and not taking SARMs, it's the same thing like somebody studying in university being natural and not taking Adderall or nootropics or anything to help them study, and then them using the excuse, well, I'm natural, so I can't study as hard as you. Study as hard as you can. Whatever it is, study harder. Is there 1% that overstudy? Probably. There's probably 1% that stayed up all night and they couldn't sleep and they wrote the exam and they just did too much. When I went to university, I would study 18 hours in a day. I would sleep 2 or 3 hours and I would write an exam. Why? I wanted the highest mark in every single class and every single test and every single exam. And I studied my ass off and I didn't take Adderall. I just studied. I put a lot of work in. In the gym, do you think I've been on steroids my whole life? No. I put in over 2 decades natural. You guys will make every single stupid comment. Greg doesn't know how to train natural. I've trained natural more than 99.9% of you. I know more than most of you about this. I studied it. This is what I do for a living. This is what I care about. And I'm sharing you information, unbiased, giving you what I think. I trained hard as I could. How hard? As hard as I could. When I went into the gym, how did I progressively overload? I said, how am I going to train harder than last day? And then I found a way and I did it. Do you ever need a break? Yeah. Sometimes I feel overtrained and then I need a day off. How often? I don't know. Sometimes I train 67 days in a row without a day off. Then I need one. Maybe I need 2 days off. Maybe. The point is, train as hard as you can, get the best results that you can, and you'll get an amazing physique compared to what you're doing right now. It's not about being better than everyone else. It's about being the best that you can be. Sure, if you take Adderall, you can probably study longer. Sure, if you take SARMs, you can probably build muscle faster. But doesn't mean you can't without it. It doesn't mean you don't put your best effort. Doesn't mean you don't try your best. What you don't do is find excuses to not do something. I can't study because I'm not on Adderall. I can't become a doctor because I don't want to take drugs to study. You study as hard as you can natural and you be the best you can be. Sure, somebody's born with an IQ of 180 and they hardly have to study and they beat you. Same as genetics. Somebody's born with freaky genetics and then they train and they look amazing. You were born with poopy genetics and you train and you don't look as good. Doesn't mean you didn't try your best, your most intense effort. So do not use natural status as an excuse to underperform. Use whatever excuse you need to say, I am going to show those steroid users, those SARM users, that I can beat them without it. You don't think I ever had that mentality? You don't think I ever competed in a drug-tested show, natural, against cheaters? You don't think I ever competed in an untested show, natural, and said, I'm going to beat them even though I'm natural? Who cares? I'm going to do the best I can. And if I get beat, so frigging what? I tried my best. But I'm not using an excuse. I'm not going to say, well, because I'm natural, I can't bench press as much. Because I'm natural, I can't train as hard. All bullshit. So you're saying, yeah, all good, Greg. Oh, it's all good. But I'm natural. It doesn't apply to me. You're literally still thinking it. Because you can go in and fluff and puff. And you don't even need to train hard. You're natural. You're on steroids. You don't train hard. You guys think that people that take steroids do that so that they don't have to train? The people that take steroids were trying to be even better than we are. This is the main difference. So you want to know, Greg, what's it like? What's the difference between when you are natural and enhanced? Is it more veins? Is it more whatever? This is the honest truth. I am stronger when I'm natural than when I'm on steroids if I'm on a diet, okay? I am stronger natural eating normally than I am on steroids dieting, okay? When I diet and I'm at 5-6% body fat, natural, not natural, I feel like a piece of shit. I feel like garbage, I feel horrible and miserable. Steroids doesn't get rid of that feeling. You still feel absolutely miserable. What's the difference? When you're on steroids or SARMs, you're stronger. That's basically the main difference. You're actually building muscle quicker, okay? I'll just take myself. Natural, and I'm not dieting, and I'm training. Well, I might go up 1 pound on my bench press every 2 weeks. So what? So I'm benching 315 for 20. Next week, 315 for 19. Next week, 315 for 20. Next week, 315 for 20. Then the next week, 315 for 21. Yes, I finally got a PR. Yes. Yes. You're so pumped. You're natural. And it took you a month and you finally got to 21. Okay. Then 315, 20. Then it's 21, 20. The next week, 21, 20, 21, 21, 21, 22. Yes! Yes! Finally another PR. That literally would happen all the time. Then when I took steroids, it was like, okay, 355 for 10. Next workout, 355 for 11. Next workout, 355 for 12. Next workout, 355 for 13. Oh, geez, I need more weight. Next workout, 375, 380, 385. The training was the same. Everything is the same, except it's like every single time you go to the gym, you're setting a PR. It was like, holy. So I went from, like, when you're a teenager, I was like that all the time. I would go up a strength. My bench press went up every freaking week for months and months and months and months. It was amazing. That's natural, being a puberty kid, teenager. That's what happened. Then you take steroids and you get that same feeling again. So when I was natural for 20 years and then eventually my strength stopped, you're like, man, I'm not growing. I don't see muscles getting bigger. And then all of a sudden steroids, and it's like every single deadlift day, my deadlift is going up 5 or 10 pounds. Every single squat day, bench day, I'm going up 5, maybe 10 pounds or 1 rep on the same lift all the time. It was amazing. That didn't mean I said, oh, now that I'm on steroids, I'm going to train each body part every single day. I'm going to do 3 times as many sets. I'm going to do this and that. No, I trained as hard as I could, just like when I was natural, and pushed myself hard all the time, trying to push to be the best I could be. Lift the most weight I could lift with the same proper form and intensity as high as I could make it. The only difference is the improvements happened 10 times faster. That's the difference. So if you're natural, what is the key component here? To pretend you're on steroids. Just say to yourself, I'm on all natural steroids. I have alien DNA in my body and don't require steroids. So what am I going to do? I'm going to train frigging hard. How hard? Harder than I did yesterday. Harder than the last time. Harder than last month. What am I going to think about? I'm going to think about being the best that I can be. And I'm going to stop using my lack of supplementation as an excuse for my shitty physique. Stop making excuses. You all want me to make natty or not videos. I get that's my most requested thing. If I say that they're natural, you get mad. If I make a video, oh yeah, this guy's not. Oh, Greg is a liar. He's sticking up for those guys. If I make a natty or not video and I say they're not natural, everyone loves it. Why? Because you guys want an excuse or you want a reason why you're not doing good. You want to look at them and say, it's because they take that they look like that, and not because they trained hard. That's what you want. So forget, you don't need to take the drugs. Sure, you'll get bigger faster and results will come faster, but the training needs to be the same. Pretend you're on Anavar. Pretend you're on Rad 140. Pretend you're taking whatever everyone else is taking that you think they're taking, and train like them. Train hard. Stop saying, yeah, well, I can't do that because Greg takes this and I don't take what Greg takes. And so because of that, that's why. No, say, I'm going to do what Greg does because I don't care. I have alien DNA in my body and I don't need testosterone. Copy the same training methods, the same techniques, the same rest times, the same everything. Pretend you're on steroids. That's the key. That's the answer. That's the way to do it. Stop using excuses and start making reasons why you can do it. Reasons why you can accomplish your goals. I'm not going to get into every single training principle. Bloop up some old videos of how to actually train for muscle, and this time, don't give a shit that you're not on steroids. Just copy what these videos show, do that, pretend you're not natural, pretend you're natural, doesn't matter. Just copy that. GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette IFBB Pro. That's my Instagram account. Check me out there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell button, and I am out.